Good morning, coolest host. It is time for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell of KLO. I'm Tina Prigge with Vagabond Creative Studio. And look at our special guest joining us this morning. It is Becky Richards with Summit Clinical Services. Hi, ladies. So good to see you.
Good morning.
And Mary is joining us, and she says good morning. Good morning right back to you, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
So just before we went live, we were talking about Thanksgiving, and we had a conversation that was around pie, which yay, but it turns out there are really different preferences about pie. Now, I'm pie all day long. I will eat a pumpkin pie, an apple pie, a cherry pie, the whole thing, all myself. Just give me the whole pie. But Kristin, you and Becky have some different views on pie. Tell me more.
Yeah, so pie would not be my first choice. Like, I'm definitely a chocolate girl. I would always pick chocolate over something else. But I saw a debate online this morning about apple pie versus pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. And given that option, I'm team pumpkin for sure.
Given the option, I am apple, but I'm with you on the chocolate. I am a chocolate girl all the way. Not a huge fan of the pie.
I'm also a chocolate person, but I love a pie. It's funny though, pumpkin pie is only around this season. Like if you offered me a slice of even my favorite pumpkin pie in April, I'd be like, nope, no can do. I could, however, eat an apple pie any day of the week. Lemon meringue most days too.
Lemon sounds good. We make pumpkin all year round. And sometimes, this is like a sneak peek if you guys are wondering, you can make pumpkin pie without the crust. You can make the filling and put it in like a glass Corningware dish or whatever, and it will bake up and set without a crust, which I personally love. So we will eat the filling with like Cool Whip and no crust.
Interesting.
Okay. I think we can tell how I feel about that, but I'll take your crust all day, every day.
So Becky, you'd rather eat the crust than the filling?
Absolutely.
Would you eat it with Cool Whip or without?
Without. Just the end part too, where the little fork part goes, where it gets nice and crispy or crunchy, I guess. I do like that part. We said earlier, I think Kristin and I can share.
That's interesting. Right. Together you could eat the whole platter clean of pie.
Don't be surprised if a Ziploc baggie of crust show up at your office.
That would probably make my week, to be honest.
It's interesting because I hadn't heard the debate about apple or pumpkin. I never even thought about an apple pie at Thanksgiving, although 'tis the season for apples, right? It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. My mom also makes pecan pie for Thanksgiving.
By the way, Mary said she also likes the crust that's a little burnt and crusty, crunchy. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so pecan pie, I could pass. Pecan pie is not my favorite.
Is it the nuts or the gooey filling?
I think it's the gooiness. Like I like a fruit pie, but I also can't eat a banana cream pie. So I guess I'm not all pie. I'm certain pie.
I just can't do it.
If I were going to choose one, I would choose like coconut cream.
Nope.
Wow.
I also don't like a chocolate pie. I love chocolate and almost anything chocolate, but like a chocolate pie, weird, right?
Well,
I don't know that I've ever seen a chocolate pie.
Good morning, Mr. Tess. Why don't you guys tell us what kind of pie do you like? Given the debate between apple or pumpkin, which would you choose?
Mary said chocolate pudding pie with a graham cracker crust.
That sounds fantastic. That I could do.
I could get into that.
So viewers, tell us, pie, Thanksgiving. Are you team pumpkin? Are you team apple? Do you like the pie or can you do without the pie? And so if we're talking Thanksgiving, what is your favorite part of the meal?
Oh, that's tough.
I'm going to put up this little picture.
I would be
kind of a sample.
I would like just about everything in that photo, sans the leg and sans the cranberry from the can.
Hold on. Jeff said that he would choose pumpkin, but his favorite is pecan.
Aha.
The nap after.
And then Cindy said pumpkin with real whipped cream.
Yes.
Cindy's my mom. Hi, Mom.
Cindy. I love that you're out supporting your girl today. My mom is the queen of whipping cream. That is her job on Thanksgiving, to whip the cream. She typically does it with an old fashioned because that helps her whip the cream.
The old fashioned helps.
It's a family tradition. I'm just saying.
Okay, so Becky, you said sans the meat and sans the cranberry from a can. Are you a vegetarian?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm just like not a leg person. If the meat is not white, I probably am not loving it.
Okay.
So my husband likes the dark meat and he loves the legs. So it all works out really well.
Jack Spratt could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. But betwixt the two of them, they could lick the planet clean. This is awesome.
I love it.
This is the set. Yes.
So your mom said, my favorite part of the meal is the stuffing. Oh, yeah. Yum.
Yeah, I'm a fan of stuffing if it's homemade stuffing. I don't want like stovetop. I want like the real stuff with the breadcrumbs and like some kind of random in it and like celery, and like to me that is
totally 100%. I agree. Some magic happens in my mom's kitchen. One day there'll be like a whole cookie sheet of all of these breadcrumbs drying, right? And then all of a sudden, blah, there's this most amazing stuffing. And I can never figure out the magic that happens in between.
Yeah. Do you know last year we like accidentally over ordered Little Caesars breadsticks, crazy bread. And I chopped it up into cubes and roasted them. And we made it into stuffing last year for Thanksgiving. And it was delicious.
Yum.
I bet that was amazing. Are you doing that again this year on purpose?
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm not.
Terrible question. My apologies.
I'm not cooking anything this year.
Oh.
Isn't that great?
Are you like me, Kristin? I still cook my turkey the old-fashioned way. I let my mom do it.
I love it. We are going to have a turkey on Friday, just like slow roasted. We're not having turkey on. My mom is making hot Italian beef, and we are having snacks and appetizers for the Packer game. So we're going non-traditional.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, something different.
Yeah.
I like it.
But
I spoke with someone the other day who is having lasagna.
That sounds good too.
Yeah, something different.
I'll take my turkey though. I look forward to this day. Like, look at, there's the traditional stuffing in the bird. Oh.
Your mama knows how to do it.
Yeah, she does. Right. Thanks, Mom. And I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of planning, and I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I'm a leg person. Like, that's the first thing I want is that dark meat. But then I also need the cranberries with it because it's a little drier, right? Like, I love the cold, tangy kind of wetness of the cranberries.
Are you cranberry from the can or cranberry like actual,
like relish,
fresh-ish? Yeah.
I love it from the can, but I love cranberries. So if there's a fresh relish, I'd eat that too.
How about you, Becky? You don't do cranberry? No tart.
I do, just not the can. So my stepdad is like the chef of all chefs, and I think, and maybe my mom can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he makes the cranberry relish that we have when we celebrate with my mom and that side of the family, and it's just amazing. And I couldn't begin to tell you what's in it. Cooking is not my scope at all, but it's amazing, and I love it.
So Jeff just commented, and it kind of ties in the two conversations we've been having. He would choose dark meat and his dessert together.
Is that like sweet and salty? I mean, I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of is along the lines of me wanting the dark meat and the tangy, right, of the cranberry. It's just those two things kind of together.
Yeah. I love it.
And Jeff would know, right? With
Right.
his food background
Speaking
and
of chefs, he said
Mhm.
yes. Yeah, sweet and salty.
okay.
Aw. Jason said, I'm grateful for all three of you. Thanks for all you do for the Curious
Oh,
Coast. Happy Thanksgiving. Mwah, thankful for you
Oh,
too.
we get
And then
morning.
Jeff responded yes to the sweet and the salty.
that's true.
And Cindy said, no, I make the cranberry relish. Ed likes the canned stuff.
Okay.
No. There
Funny
we
how
go.
It's
many
fabulous.
different, takes on Thanksgiving there are. Mary, we're so thankful for you too.
I love it. I love it. So, Becky, first of
Yes.
all, tell everybody what you do for your career and where your office is.
Well, for my career, I am a psychotherapist and I own Summit Clinical Services in downtown Manitowoc.
Yay!
Woot woot. And we already have our blankets and chairs out, scoping out our spot for the parade because this day is probably one of my top 2 or 3 favorite days of the whole year. I just love the energy of downtown, particularly today, as everybody gets so excited for the holidays.
Yeah, I totally agree. I could even feel it. There was a, like a road closed sign, one of those big barricades was already
Mm-hmm.
prepared yesterday as I drove by, and I just got like the
Yeah.
good feels like, oh, it's almost parade time.
Yes.
This morning on the way
Yes,
to
I
the
love it.
gym, the street cleaners had been out street sweeping all the main roads.
Oh,
Everything was clean. So that the curbings are
that's
all
so
nice and clean for
nice.
us tonight. I know. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I love that they did that.
I know. I'm with you, girl.
That's
So if
awesome.
somebody were to look for Summit Clinical Services, where would they find your office?
They would find us currently they would find us at 820 Washington Street, but in 5 or 6 weeks, they would find us at 816 Washington Street. So we'll be making a big move here in a couple of weeks. But we're located right downtown across from the courthouse.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk
Yeah.
about your brainchild, because thanks to you and thanks to the great idea you had, you brought together a group of women. And last year we held a women's summit. And I'm just so impressed that you led the charge on this because it was really cool. And even though I was part of planning and presenting, I really felt
Yeah.
edified, right? Like I was so fulfilled and felt rewarded after
Mm-hmm.
that experience. And we're doing it again. Tell us
Mm-hmm.
why, tell us more.
Well, I mean, first of all, we have to say that it wouldn't exist without you guys too, right? Tina, I remember our first conversation, our first in-person conversation about Women's Summit. And, I was thinking that, it might be like a small, 20 people sort of thing. Maybe if we could even fit 20 people in the clinic where we got together and just chatted about things that felt meaningful and doing some yoga and having some kind of healthy food component as well. And you and I were sitting in this very room back here, and you were like, well, what do you think? Should we invite Lori Crawford and Kristin Odell? And I remember my whole face going blank and going, oh my gosh, that sounds so big. It sounds so amazing. And I really feel like that was the moment that Women's Summit as it is today kind of came to exist. So that I think definitely needs to be mentioned. And Kristin, your ability to like organize and put things together in a way that makes sense is so instrumental. So it really just was about, just having that space, right? I think Manitowoc is culturally shifting, and I think that it has been for a number of years. And I think having a space for women and like being part of that shift and the importance of community and all of the goodness that comes from just meeting like-minded people and different-minded people, right? So we can have those meaningful growth opportunity kinds of conversations. It's a little bit about warm fuzzies, and it's a little bit about strength and empowerment, and how we merge those two together as women, and then present ourselves to the world.
If you were going to describe what the summit is to somebody, what would you say?
I would say that it is a day of filling our cups, right? As women, we're very relational, and we often put other people, whether it's children or, husbands or, aging parents or, whoever, we're always putting other people first, I feel like. So Women's Summit is a day for women, by women, to empower women. And I am particularly excited about this year's theme.
Yeah, let's talk about that theme. Tina.
Mm-hmm. I love this poster, by the way.
Awesome. Well, before I take the poster away, just check out the middle. That is the theme. And in the bottom left-hand corner, you can scan that QR code to get tickets. Tickets are on sale. They're currently available, and there's early bird pricing through the end of 2023. All right, let's talk about the theme. Let that go.
I love it.
What does that mean?
I just love it. What for me? Well, I'm a swear pants, as anybody who knows me. So I will fill in that blank with the S, with the 4-letter S word. But I think what that means to me is kind of different every day. My husband would probably say that we could fill in that blank with expectations. I need to let those expectations go, right? Expectations of myself, expectations of others. So I anticipate that being on my mind today, or, today probably too, as we think about being grateful, right? What are you grateful for? But also for that day, for Women's Summit, that is probably one of my favorite parts of this year's planning, is that we'll have the structure, we'll have the conversation, we'll have the activity and the movement all in place. But whatever that blank is for you is going to carry people throughout the day. And I think that that's so cool, just to have like this overarching theme, but then that individuality. Like, I'm so excited to see where the conversations go.
Yeah, me too.
Tina, when you think about letting that blank go, what word pops in your head?
I think Becky nailed it. Expectations, right? Like, expectations really are the precursor to then like sadness or like disappointment or anger, right? And it's all an expectation. It's not a real thing, right? Like, it's something imagined, either like based on what we think somebody is expecting of us, or what the pressures we're putting on ourselves. But an expectation, right? The secret sauce is if you can let that go, then you don't have to go to the next step, which is disappointment if an expectation's not fulfilled, berating yourself because an expectation's not fulfilled, whatever that might be, right? That's huge. What about you, Kristin?
I think expectations is a good word. My initial gut instinct was like feelings of guilt. Was like my first thing, but I do think that's like a symptom of expectations on myself. You know what I mean? So when I think about the Women's Summit, first of all, I just want to mention, this is not like a professional conference. You don't need to be like a professional. This is open to any women who want to bring themselves as a single, or want to grab friends or family members or partners or whoever and come and join us. You're welcome. We would love to have you. But this is really about you getting validated, educated, supported, cared for, whatever you need in that day. And then being able to pick and choose what really stands out to you and then letting it go. Right. And so, to Becky's point, I think it is really going to be what people get out of it is going to be so unique to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really cool.
I agree.
I think so.
Last year, Becky Carbon, right? She talked to us about nutrition and making good food choices. And I still think about some of the lessons that she shared with us, like when I approach this plate of food, right? For example, tomorrow, this plate has a lot of food on it. And, when I think about what we learned, it's okay to stop, right? Like if all of that doesn't fit, if all of that doesn't, I don't know, right? Like a relationship with food. I grew up in the era where if this was what was in front of us, you had to finish it because of
you cleaned your plate.
Right. And I don't have to subscribe to that philosophy anymore.
Yeah. So I have a great tip on that. I got this tip years ago. If you are a clean your plate person, which my dad growing up was very much a clean your plate, it is a really good idea to grab a salad plate or a small dessert plate and use that to structure your meals. So if you have this mentality you can't get over about clearing your plate, you can start by taking a smaller portion. You can always go back and get a little bit more if you want to, but that is a helpful tip if you're looking to try to not waste food, but still clear your plate.
And be mindful about eating
Good
too.
tip.
I know mindfulness. I sometimes will find myself like I'm driving my car and I'm talking to somebody on the phone and I'm eating a snack in between appointments. And I'm like, nothing about this is mindful. Isn't that so terrible? So there are times now where I'm like, I'm going to sit down and enjoy what is in front of, like really connect with what's in front of me.
So I think an important thing too that you're talking about is this day is meant to be relaxed, supportive, fun, right? There's even a yoga, like a very gentle yoga component. Like no yoga experience is necessary. There's yoga, kind of meditation. And because of that, like last year, what I loved is we all showed up in our like workout jogger, comfy yoga pants, right? Like it just put such a nice spin on the day to be in that comfortable way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I could argue that was the best part of the day. Comfy.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different mindset when you can go to a conference and be in your most comfortable clothing.
Yep. It feels comfortable. I think that, we all kind of mentioned, and I don't remember, if one person like coined it, but we all kind of just felt like we were in our comfies to be in this big hug all day.
Yeah.
I love that. Yes.
And I love there's a new component this year. Kim Geyser, who's a local artist, she's got a studio in Sheboygan called Hello Happiness. She is joining us and she's going to do like a guided creation session. By the way, Wendy said, if society didn't expect more from me, I'd be in comfy clothes all the time. Yes, Wendy, yes.
There we go with those negative expectations.
That's right. So Becky, you're speaking on the 7 dimensions of wellness this year.
Yeah.
Tell just high level, what does that mean or what is that about?
The 7 dimensions of wellness is really just a way it's a way to think about our life and our life structure. So there's, and I don't want to, go like you said, high level, right? But really it's about breaking our lives down into these different components so that we can make sure we're taking care of ourselves in each of the different 7 domains. So it'll be a little bit psychoeducation. It'll be a little bit challenging people to think about, oh, well, I guess I didn't really consider that part of my life and how I take care of myself in that way. So again, a little bit breaking it down, and a little bit self-care and how we put all of that stuff together.
I love it. I love it.
Mm.
All right, ladies, if you're out there and you want to join us, it's on March 9th. Tickets are now on sale. Just click the QR code. If you've got any questions, let us know. We'd love to have you join us. I think it's going to be an incredible day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's early bird pricing right now, Becky, right?
Yep, until midnight on 12/31. So, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, you can buy tickets if you have somebody that you think would enjoy going. This makes an amazing Christmas gift. I'm just going to mention that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have you come with your family members or whoever you buy gifts for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And I do really like that idea because we probably don't need more stuff, right? A lot of us don't need more stuff. So by giving this as a gift, it's an experience, and it's, you know, it's very much a cup filling sort of day, right? So while we might be there on March 9th, this stuff can carry you for quite some time with that idea of self-care.
Absolutely. The other thing that I want to mention is, and Becky, you'll have to remind me if there's
Thanks,
an
Mama.
option for this when you. Aww. I'm proud of you too, Becky Richards.
She is not wrong.
I'm proud of you guys too. But that's kind of the beauty of the community, right? Like we can lift each other up and celebrate what's cool, and we can just kind of like look past what's not.
We can let that go.
Let it go. Exactly.
We show grace and move on.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot go on March 9th, but you wanted to still support another woman who could maybe go, there is also a sponsorship opportunity available. So Becky, do you want to tell a little bit about how somebody could buy that ticket and how that will get used?
Yeah, so there are, when you go into Eventbrite and you're looking at our event, you can choose one of two types of ticket. One is ticket for yourself and one is a scholarship ticket, which was the recommendation or suggestion of one of our participants from last year, if I'm not mistaken, which I just think is beautiful. And it again speaks to that idea of community and lifting each other up, right? So I want to say that it says clearly that it's a scholarship kind of ticket. But I would invite, you know, if somebody is in Eventbrite and they're struggling with that, please feel free to shoot me like a Facebook message through the Summit Clinical Services Facebook page, or reach out via email at beckyrichards@summitclinical.onmicrosoft.com. Because we all need a long and obnoxious email address. But yeah, I'm happy to help kind of problem solve that. That is like we said, that's a new thing. So there could be some bugs there that we're not aware of, but we will absolutely make that happen if somebody is inclined to do that.
Yeah, and the whole idea here is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we can go out then and offer those scholarship tickets up for some of our nonprofit partners in the community, or women that we have connections with that maybe wouldn't be able to afford the ticket otherwise. This really gives them an opportunity either for somebody to come or for us to extend an invite to somebody else that maybe doesn't have it on their radar, and honor them with the same growth and development that we all have.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
And Becky, I love the term that you used. I love how you said this day together, this sense of community can really fill up your cup. Like that is a beautiful representation, I think, of the experience.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Well, I am so thankful that you joined us today, Becky. One more time, I'm just going to put this up.
I am grateful you had me.
QR code. I want to wish you both a happy Thanksgiving. I'm super grateful for you. Wishing all of our viewers a very happy Thanksgiving too. And Chris Cornelli, happy Easter in advance. And that's right. The holiday parade is tonight.
Santa.
So look for Santa.
I know him.
Happy Thanksgiving,
We'll be
everybody.
waiting
Thanks for
for you
watching.
from outside of Summit, Santa.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Kristin Odell, KLO. I'm Tina Prigge, Vagabond Creative Studio. Our special guest today, Becky Richards, Summit Clinical Services. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.